Hey, yo everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be doing a figure review. It's been a while since I've done a figure review. Well, if you don't count my rock figures, but a comic book figure review, and that will be of the DC Collectibles New 52 Justice League Batman. So as you can see, this is Batman in box. I actually bought two of these figures. I have one in box and one out of box. So this is the one in box that I am going to keep in storage because you know what's better than having one Batman figure? Having two Batman figures. Although the logic keeps on going, why don't I have 20 Batman figures? Money. But anyways, so as you can see, this is the box for the DC Collectibles New 52 Justice League Batman. Now, I don't think DC Direct is calling itself DC Direct anymore. It's just going to call itself DC Collectibles, as you can see there in the corner of the box. And you can see Batman inside the box also, and he's sporting his new 52 costume. If you look to the side of the box, you see the figure itself out of box, and then if you look at the other side, you see a silhouette of Batman. Assumingly, they'll just do a silhouette of everyone. That'd be a little awkward if you get your Aquaman figure and Batman is on the side of the box. If you look at the back of the box, you have a picture of Batman right there, saying that it's inspired off Jim Lee's art. And then you have the next two that's going to be coming out in June, which is Aquaman and Green Lantern, and finally the whole batch right there, or at least almost all of them. There is also the Parademon that's coming out too. So I'm going to be picking up all of these. I'm going to pick up two Batman, which I have, and two Wonder Woman, because Wonder Woman's my second favorite superhero. And I'll also pick up the Parademon. So this is the box. Pretty simple box. Looks good. It has that new 52-like look with kind of like the stylized going down on the side. It has the Justice League stylized name right there. So on the whole, it's a good-looking box. Now, as I said, I got two of the figures. So that's my inbox figure. Actually, I'll just put it off to the side right there. I picked a spot right next to my Picards, because Batman and Picard working together, that would be ridiculously awesome. And here is the new 52 Batman out of box. Now, as I stated before, this is based off Jim Lee's art of Batman for the new 52 from the Justice League comic. There's a lot of from there. And as you can see, it's very much looks Jim Lee inspired. We have the new 52 costume, which in comparison to the old Batman's costume, looks more armored. You don't have the underwear. You have more of a militaristic-like belt. It's not so much pouches. He has more gauntlets and gloves. And as you can see, it looks more body armored right here. The primary colors here are gold, black, and gray, and then skin tone for the face. And then if we get close to the face, let's see if I turn off the light, it makes a difference. Kind of. Very much a, standard Batman Jim Lee-like face, or standard the right word to use? I don't know. I have the other Jim Lee Batman figure here to do a comparison of, but this looks very much like Jim Lee's Batman. Here's a side profile of it, and you can look at the back, and there's the ridges there. The cape is, that flimsy plastic that we have, and at the base of the cape, it kind of layers out right there so you can prop them up and you won't have to worry about the cape getting in the way. When it comes down to articulation, let's get this light back on. The arms can move up to a degree. Assumingly it can go all the way up if the cape wasn't there. Down, turn at the top of the bicep, bend at the elbow, and that's basically the arm articulation. The head can look up, can look down, and do a exorcist all the way around. Legs can go up and bend at the knees. And that's about all for articulation, which, surprisingly is a lot more than we get from most DC Direct figures, or I guess DC Collectibles now. Ooh. So, I'll just give you an overall look of the figure, then I'll pull out the other Jim Lee figure that have the Batman Hush one, and I'll do a comparison of the two. Now, this figure I was really looking forward to for, well, two reasons. One is that it is the new 52 Batman. We have yet to get a new 52 Batman costume. So it's cool that we have that, as something I've been looking forward to for a while. Second of all, it is based off of Jim Lee's art, which Jim Lee is pound for pound tied as my favorite artist next to George Perez. George Perez from the 80s and Jim Lee are my favorite artists. So I was also a bit disappointed in the Hush Batman Jim Lee figure because the major problems with that figure, and I might as well bring it out now. Let me put the DC New 52 down. The major problems with that figure, as you can see here, is the face really, didn't look like Jim Lee's art. It just looked a little too, I don't know, pissed off. The jaw looked a little too big, although the jaw is pretty big down there. And the waist, as you can see here, he looks like he has a short, stubby body. If you do a comparison, you can definitely see that the waist is the abdomen and the waist are a lot larger and longer on the new 52 figure, and it just doesn't look as compact as the Hush figure. The Hush figure is still an okay figure. It's still a good figure. A lot of people love it, and that's fine. But I think the new 52 figure definitely succeeds where the Hush figure failed in terms of the overall capturing of Jim Lee's art and capturing of Jim Lee's design. So, on a whole, what do I think of this figure? Well, it doesn't. First of all, I want to just point out it doesn't come with a stand, and I want to also point out that the colors look a lot lighter here because of maybe my light. It's I'm looking at this on my camera. That's a little bit more accurate when it comes down to the colors itself. But when it comes down to this figure, what do I think? Now, this is a pretty bold statement, but I have a lot of Batman figures. I have a few out displayed there, a few out displayed there, and then I have a whole slew of them packed away. So I have had Batman figures from anything. Almost the only thing I don't have Batman figures from is the Arkham games. Mostly just because I don't have the money for the figures. I might pick some up later. But anyways, what do I think? Out of all the figures that I've had, this is actually quickly, and it has become my favorite Batman figure. That's a bold statement. But what I particularly like about this figure is one, it does capture the design that Jim Lee has done for Batman. It's a really good looking figure. Two is a well proportioned figure. It balances very nicely and it has a decent level of articulation for a DC collectible slash DC direct figure. Uh, Next is that it is incredibly detailed. As you can see, Batman's a little bit more armored in his new 52 costume, and you can see the various different ridges and layers in the armor, like right here above the wing and in the abdomen. You can see it on the gauntlets too, and to the right, the leg area too. So there's a lot of detail. You can even look at the back of the figure on the back, and you see the ridges on the back of the head. If you lift the cape up, the back is still detailed. Sometimes they tend to, kind of, how should I say, crap out on the back of the figure because you're not going to see it because of the cape. But it's good that they continue the detail on the figure. So yeah, when it comes down to it, I have to say this is my new favorite figure. Is it the best Batman figure out there? I don't know if I can say that. It's hard to say if there's any one best Batman figure, but this definitely would be in the running. It really is a good figure, and it's definitely something that I would recommend people picking up. And get your hands on them while you can because I can expect these things to go fast. I work at my comic shop, and we got a couple of them in, and I got two of them, and then a few people bought some more, and then when it came down to it, I think there were two left out there. So these things went pretty quick for the day that they came out. As I said before, I will be collecting all the new 52 figures, and as I said, I will also be collecting two Batman and two Wonder Woman. I'm tempted to get two of every figure, and then three Batman and three Wonder Woman, so I can just have a Justice League across the wall, but that would be a little too much money. But yeah, like I said, on a whole, this is a really good figure. With the exception of the fact that it doesn't have a stand, um, This figure is, I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. The only reason why I'm not giving it a 10 out of 10 is because it would be nice to have a little wrist articulation. We don't have that here. And it would have been nice to have a stand, whether it had been a Batman symbol or a stylized Justice League symbol, but it would have been nice to have a stand. But besides that, I really do love this figure. It has become my new favorite figure. I'm actually, if you look on my back wall there, I'm taking a lot of my figures down and I'm going to be putting this figure up and rearranging it. And go on, collectors love to rearrange their stuff. So yeah, definitely pick it up. So I'm going to end this review here. This is Andrew saying peace out for now.